Hello, beloved, and welcome to your message from God Himself. Okay. I thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining me. Let us proceed and get started with your message from God. Okay. Let's go. Let us tap in. Let's begin. So I'm seeing a vision of someone who is crying a lot as of lately. Someone has been crying a lot. I feel like this is someone that has been crying about you, about a certain narrative to their friends, certain narratives that it's like certain narratives that are like their stories, their storytelling behavior. Someone has storytelling behavior. And I feel like this is someone that has been speaking to you, to their friends, their closest mates, whoever's willing to, I feel like whoever is willing to tolerate this person's behavior gets a piece of information about you, because I feel like this is someone that speaks a lot about you. Not highly though. Like it's not like they speaking good things here. That's the problem. That's why they showing up. Okay. So here we are in February, right? I feel like in the beginning of the year, something seemed promising to this person, something about your downfall, something about them coming for you seemed to have worked, or they thought that something that they were plotting and scheming was successful, was gonna be. So I feel like this was the energy of the beginning of the year, which I feel like has shifted because it did not work. Whatever they were trying to do to you, whatever they were trying to attach to you, because I feel like you're dealing with a spiritual abuser, someone who manipulates power in order to get their way, in order to clear their path. They'll use whatever tactics and tools they need. Whether it's an orthodox or not, this is someone who doesn't care about rules. And I feel like they hang out with the same people who don't care about rules, laws, regulations. That's why I feel like this is someone who will never cease to amaze you, because I feel like you have established this about them. They have a streak, a rep that you know very well, because you've been studied as much as you have studied them, but you have done it in a healthy manner to psychologically analyze this person and identify their triggers, their traumas, their way of being, to the point where I feel like you're getting bored of this person's energy showing up in your messages. You're getting bored of this person's energy showing up in your reality, if it even does. Because I feel like this is someone who is delusional, who thinks that you speak about them as much as they speak about you. because I feel because I feel like the excessiveness of the conversations that I had can truly stunt you in shock, because I feel like you don't understand how low vibrational it can become when someone speaks about you here to these friends. So we have Aries, Libra, Taurus, Gemini, Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Piscean. So these are the energies in this message showing up here. But nonetheless, let's proceed with the message itself. You'll read, you'll spread. You'll read, you'll spread. You read, you spread. So this was someone spreading false information about you. I guess this can also be looked at as defamation of character if this is in legal terms. this way of this. That's the type of grotesqueness, the defamation. This is immoralization of character here. Someone lied about you to the point where it just is questionable. Like, it's like, if it's like, imagine like someone who is your friend, and like they have always like some crazy stories, or they live a crazy lifestyle, or they crazy way of wilding out and thinking, and you maybe fuck with that. Like, that's why maybe you friends with them, or there's some form of relation, a connection, or bond you build upon each other's personalities, because there's that chemistry, right? There's that liking of one another. And then come to find out, this is an example, a reference, an analogy, okay? Come to find out that that very same friend that comes through with the storytelling lied. They lie. It's all just lies. Let's say maybe you find out that they lied about one specific thing, and then you start to question everything else, because it's like assumption based. You start to wonder if it, like, that's how it works, right? Like, one big lie makes you questionable. Your truth, your honesty starts looking questionable, especially to these friends here, because I feel like this is someone that keeps a lot of friends around them because they like how it feels to be in charge. I feel like this is a bully that keeps friends around them who are not in the know of everything that they do, and they feel like they control these friends, maybe with money or with tactics or some form of spiritual tool. Whoever this person is, you would know what tactic they would use to keep people trapped or in some form of an illusion into believing something that isn't true. This was someone who was giving people false information about you, falsifying your character to turn people against you so that they don't help you, they don't acknowledge you, they don't see you. I feel like this was someone who tried to block your path, creating blockages based on insecurities. Yeah, heavy insecurities that have nothing to do with you. Again, I feel like this person projected so much of their crap on you, man. Like, this was someone who, I feel like this is someone who mistakenly thought they could fuck with you, or mistakenly thought you were weak. So now I feel like this person thought like your weakness would help them gain some form of popularity, some form of praise, some form of character-based societal trophy here, glorification, idolization. Someone thought bringing you down would earn them the spot, if you know what I mean, if you know what I'm saying. Okay? Someone was like, someone knew that if they take out the big guns, everything else will fall into place for them, for their plan, for what they want, for what they've been plotting and scheming against, directly towards you here. Yeah, so I feel like you're dealing with someone who thinks that they're like a savant, somewhat of a savant here. A savant is someone who is learned, a scholar of life. Someone likes to define themselves as knowledgeable, tapped in, aligned to some vibration or some way of being, but it's all fictitious to the true nature of self that lies deep and dormant in certain skeletons they keep way hidden from everyone else, even to those they claim to be family, even to those they claim to be the most closest to them. They don't say shit. This is someone who keeps quiet about a lot of things that they do because they're so gruesome, so morbid. Someone here is a dark spirit who fears that if people ever found out the truth about them, people would release themselves for good from their energy. And this is someone who, again, likes and loves to keep people around them for some form of control, power, leverage, some form of status quo, which results in them making decisions based on the fact that they think that this is the way to go. They think that if they don't do this, people won't listen. If they don't try and gain some form of leverage, some form of attention, some form of authority, if they don't raise their voice, if they don't pitch out, while out, meaning, you know, so if someone doesn't do something crazy, they won't be respected. This is how they feel. So they do the craziest thing to get respect, even if it means sabotaging you, which I feel like you were just the means to an end. Someone thought you were really weak, like you were gonna be an easy target, and it was gonna be quick and simple, and they were gonna just finish you off quick, however way they were planning or seeking some form of motive, mission, vengeance, possibly. Whatever it was, I just feel like someone was purpose driven to get their way, because the end goal, the outcome, the end pursuit was worth every sacrifice they made. Whatever they had to do, it was worth it if they were going to get what was promised, what they were seeking, what they truly desired. An example, a reference point here, or an analogy rather, would be maybe someone wanting someone else's life here. Someone else's literal life, literal reality. How psychopathic. Where are we as humankind now? You know what? Is this what we've come on? You know what? I'm not even gonna do it. All I'm gonna say is like Kill Bill. Why are people tapped into that? What's the psychosis of humankind? What has become of us psychologically? People are psychologically capable of murder. So it doesn't have to be done physically. There are people that literally think of death upon others. This person is that kind of person. Death upon you was thought of here because someone was seeking some form of injustice to get a certain person, pathway, fortune, blessing, gift, to gain some form of attachment within a certain status quo. It's just someone here wanted, it's like a reference would still, I'm going back to that reference of wanting someone's life here. Like let's dissect that. Let's dissect that, you guys. So imagine that analogy of someone wanting another person's life. Let's put it maybe in a sitcom, in a pop sitcom of depressed, suicidal, ill-minded, emotionally damaged young high school girl or boy. Maybe let's say senior year type age. Around that time, that person is psychologically inclined to have their own way of thinking, their own level of consciousness that no one can shake, because they're no longer being told, they can tell. They're no longer a child, right? We all grow and we get different, we unlock different parts of self because we grow. And even in human nature, when you grow, you unlock your speech, your mind, like your heart. That's how it goes. And as above, so below, even spiritually based. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so the analogy, the reference here would be that this character that I just described, let's say they are targeting someone, you know, someone who seems to be the popular girl, always getting attention, or the popular boy, the popular masculine, the popular feminine energy, always getting some form of glory, idolization, societal embrace, which leads to some sort of triumph within self-confidence. Again, psychology, right? This dark person looking at this popular person, wanting their life, wanting to have that same identity of self, even without earning it. That's the thing that makes it so crazy, and why I feel like we've reached a point in humankind where we are all backtracking to a point in the world where our ancestors were discovering psychological warfare, because I feel like we are reaching that peak. It's the future, but this reference we see, let's say we see this dark spirited girl, dark spirited character, or dark girl character wanting this popular girl's life, and then let's say they tap into some form of spirituality, they start a spiritual journey. Not the popular girl, but the other girl, the dark girl that I described, depressed, miserable, just overall unhappy with their life, wanting, they don't have to be depressed, they are dissatisfied with their life, they want someone else's, like a body swap. How crazy would that be? But yeah, going back to that analogy where, you know what, God says I should not refer back to the analogy anymore. Let's read the cards for a little bit longer here. So there's always a story to tell about you, is what I'm getting here, because what I'm seeing is someone speaks a lot to you, to these friends. There's always a story to tell. That's what I just heard. You know, there's always a story to tell about you here. Like, this person always tells them something. These friends, these people they keep. This could even be family that they keep. Whoever is listening to their lies, I feel like they are realizing the lies. These people that keep hearing the same broken record or the same narrative, they're realizing that maybe it could be false, because nothing they've ever said about you seems to be true. So it's like, was it all even real? You know, this story, this narrative that was created. Ooh, I feel like someone lied so much that like they forget their own lies. Like, it's like, an example would be a new story, a new day that they conjured up, scripting it, thinking about it, plotting it to create this agenda, formulate this narrative, to create this way of your identity, so that people see you like this. And I feel like this is over a long span of time. Someone did a lot of hastily decisions, lied hastily over a long span of time. And you can imagine what that does. Psychologically, you lose track. You got such a mean streak in lying, you lose track of your own lies. Motherfucker. But yeah, I feel like this person lost track of their own lies here. An example would be when they say something and then they contradict themselves. So it's like they contradict a lie that they told, and then the friends start to look at them like, or the people, or the family members, or the relatives, the colleagues, the acquaintances, whoever they surround themselves with, they start to look at them like, you know, this could even be a partner that they surround themselves with here, that is looking at them like they're lying about you. Like an example here, a narrative I'm being called to give, because I feel like this is going to resonate for the majority of specific people here. This could be that this is someone who took your person from you, or is keeping your person, or trying to keep your person away from you. Someone whom you are destined to be with. This is someone who is working behind the scenes to keep them away from you, and this is the ploy, they game, okay? But that's just the narrative of what this could be to some of you here who haven't understood it quite clearly. But yeah, to sum it up here, this person's lies have caught up to them. And now this web that they built off of these lies that they thought was so solid because they were covering their tracks, or supposedly, right? All of it is crumbling to the ground, leading them to doubt themselves further than their wildest imagination. I feel like this was the brink that took them to the depth of their insanity, like the rabbit hole of thought. Someone has lost it here, or is losing it as we speak. This is an ongoing thing, I feel. This is ongoing. Someone is losing it slowly. And if they have already, I feel like someone is going deeper down the rabbit hole, just refusing to see the truth, because it's just too painful. But I feel like someone is just, the truth is, this is someone that just cannot take what they dished the fuck out. Now here we are. How childish. So I feel like now, these people, right, they keep around them, these friends, these relatives, yeah, these people like to listen to the stories. I feel like they still do, but like in the past, it was like they were listening with a different set of eyes and pair of ears. Like they were listening with curiosity of your identity, thinking that it could be true. But now I feel like they're getting bored of the stories because they don't know if they're being lied to or not. And nobody wants to sit around with someone who's constantly making up shit. Like it gets old. Like, damn, bro, like you still on that? Like, evolve, bro, grow, heal. I feel like this is this person's friends, or this person's people that are hearing these stories about you. They're the ones that are sending this energy to this person, or saying this. Or I feel like if they're not uttering it because they don't want to push this person further over the edge, because they already see that they're so close to no return here, to the point of no return, they're trying to keep it quiet. They're trying to not say what they truly feel about it, because they see that if they do, someone might like completely just break. Because someone here has become so fragile over something here that they're losing sight of reality in its entirety, and it's worrying people around them, because this is like elusive. Like everyone else can see the truth, they can't though, or they don't want to. They don't want to take accountability of the new reality, because it's like a living nightmare. They want to go back to some form of past where they had some form of control, some sort of leverage, power, gain, tools. Like someone feels weak and defeated, but they don't want to take the loss. But everyone else can see that they've already lost it, man. So whatever this person has done, I feel like time is going to reveal it. And not only that, like time will tell you here. You know when the time comes, everything, or whatever you were destined to figure out about this person's actions towards you, whatever you were destined to hear, to know, to see with regards to this. So clearly, this is a karmic energy. Someone who taught you a great lesson. Someone whose life is a lesson to you because you know better. But I feel that you've walked the path and you've earned your stripes. And this is just someone who's refusing to give you your credibility because they want your position. Back to the analogy of the popular girl and the sad and lonely, miserable girl who gets upset at the popular girl or boy here, or masculine or feminine here, gets upset at the masculine and feminine that's popular because they're popular. But they didn't choose it. They just earned it. They just like that. But then they want to take it from them and become that. And it being okay. Can't you tell humanity is fucked? That this is what's coming out in our messages now? Yo. But you know what? This is just the psychosis of man at this time. That's why it's important. That's why psychological warfare is a thing. It's important to maintain a clear perspective always. Don't ever get clouded or let your judgment be clouded by what you think you know. Always look at things for what they are, not what you want them to be. Because what you want things could be, what you want things to be could be the actual illusion keeping you trapped. That actual living nightmare, that projection onto the world, onto people. Keep the truth within you and live it. Because you tap into an illusion, you have to keep it up. And that's a web of lies, a web that will crumble your dignity. And then leaving you to ask yourself, was it ever worth it? Huh? That's the question. Was it though? Little girl. Not you guys, but you know what I mean, okay? Just keep a clear state of mind. I'm being called to end your message here, but to conclude it, I'm being called to tell you that understanding your power brings you closer to God. You know, it's not your fault that someone has this sort of hatred towards you. It's your fault if you allow that person's burden of your identity to burden you on your path when you ain't done shit to deserve that. But be yourself. Understanding that you are not the problem will save you from another person's illusion that they're trying to project upon your life. It is not you, it's what they want you to feel. It's what they want you to think of yourself or them. Whatever you feel and whatever energetic tug of war might have come to play in your reality, deceiving you to believe in something about someone, it's their projection energetically because someone is that miserable, that bitter, and that low vibrational. Don't ever entertain. Those type of entities in life are the entities that you are never meant to interact with. As a high vibrational spirit, you will lose your life. Cut ties, cut cords with these type of entities. These motherfuckers just want one thing: to win. And you are just a means to an end until God reveals your true strength to them. Until then, beloved, I want to leave you with that. In Jesus' name, I release all your spirits with love, and I hold you accountable for your own discernment. And I rebuke any illusion set upon your life, your mind, your body, and your spirit. In Jesus' name, amen.